Estimate the answer to 51 times 3.9. So 51 clearly then we're going to look at as 50. That's a sensible estimate there. 3.9, be careful with small numbers, but again, a good estimate would be just be 4, yeah? That's what it's closest to. And we can do that in our heads, can't we? 50 times 4 is 200. Okay, part B then clearly then says here showing how you obtained an estimate for this, right? So in this case here, 782, okay, well, 800 I think is good enough there, okay, it's close enough to 800. 62, yeah, with that one, I think I'd go for 60 there, okay, some people might think 50, but I think we can handle 60, okay, alright, it's close to 60, and we can do this multiplication, can't we? We can do 800 times 60 without much work. But you know, with that, you might be arguing that should be 780. But having said that, if I had 780 here, that would just be too much to do. Okay, and we've got to remember this is an estimate. So because excuse me, because this is such a high number, I think 800 is sensible. 62 then rounded to 60, and then on the bottom then of course 39 becomes 40. So when I work this out then, 8 times 6 is 48. Okay, 8 times 6 is 48, and add the 3 zeros. Okay. And then divide by 40. Okay, so then you'd see then the zeros will cancel. So 4,800 then divide by 4. And don't forget, when you divide by 4, you could just halve and halve again, and you get 1,200. Okay, because you halve it, you get 2,400. Halve it, 1,200. Or you could just see how many 4s go into 48, 12 times, and add the 2 zeros on. Part C, so this one here, 48 becomes 50, yeah? Okay, times now, very big number, so 1,600 is a good enough estimate there, right? Don't be thinking 1,580 there, right? Because it's too much work for us to do. It's got to be an estimate, so 1,600 is a sensible estimate for such a big number. On the bottom then, we could have 200 here, yeah? Okay, now, there is another way you could go about this, just to make life a bit easier in terms of calculating. You could just compare these two to start with and cancel zeros here. Okay, so you have that, like that, before you actually do the multiplication. Okay, and you know, you might be struggling with 50 times 16, okay, or 5 times 16. Well, you could even divide these as well. You could do 16 divided by 2, and I would get rid of it. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. Okay, so then 50 times 8 would be 400. And that's one way of doing it. Okay, there are lots of other ways you can consider that. Part D then.